The paranormal incident that occurred on that day haunts me even today. When I was a teenager, I used to live with my parents, as was the norm in India. Those were some of the happiest days of my life. However, I used to have a lot of clashes with my mother when it came to the cleanliness of my room. You see, my mother was a proper lady. She always expected the house to be spick and span, and whatever she did was always perfect. But my appreciation to that aspect of hers ends when she starts interfering in my business. I believe a house should be like a house and not a five-star hotel room. This was one such day where we had a huge argument about the mess in my cupboard. She opened my cupboard and a huge tsunami of clothes fell on her, which absolutely annoyed her. She collected the bundle and placed it on my bed. "If you need to sleep on your bed, you will have to clean it," was her reasoning. Me being the stubborn rebel teenager that I was, I refused to clean it and decided to sleep on the sofa instead, located in the living room. I had won the battle, but little did I know that I was about to lose the war. I remember that night I was lying flat on my back in the living room. It must be sometime between 2:30 and 3:30 a.m. I was wide awake and lost in my thoughts when suddenly, out of nowhere, the room darkened to a pitch black. I felt an entity come and sit on my chest. It was like a heavy weight that was placed on my chest, and it was weighing me down. I was almost breathless. I did not dare to look in the direction, but in my peripheral vision, I could see no one. I continued to feel that weight on me. I decided to move my hand and feel the entity on me. Sadly, however hard I tried, I could not move my hand even an inch. I tried with all my strength, but my hand just didn't budge. I decided to call my mother. I opened my mouth, but all I could hear was muffled screams. My voice just wouldn't amplify, no matter how hard I tried. After what seemed like an eternity, this entity got up and vanished. And just like that, everything was quiet again. I'm not sure about the time here, but you know that during tense situations, even a few moments seem like forever. I rushed towards the light switch and looked around the room. The room was empty. Let me tell you something about myself. I am a scary cat. Even when I take a trip to the bathroom at night, I switch on all the lights in the passageway and try to rush back as soon as I can. However, at this moment, I was not scared anymore. Some of you might have experienced situations where you are so afraid that beyond a point, you feel nothing. You are absolutely numb. I felt that in that very moment. I was afraid no more. I called out to the entity in the room and challenged it. I said, "Bring it on. I am ready for you." However, the rest of the night was very quiet. I put on some cartoon on the television to distract myself, and I couldn't sleep anymore, so I stayed up all night till next morning. I read about this, and science explains it to be sleep paralysis. However, what I experienced at that moment was very real and not natural at all. It was extremely menacing. What I felt then can't be explained. It can only be experienced. And I hope with all my heart that you do not encounter this experience. This is my paranormal experience. But that is not all. Something happened a few weeks later. But I will tell you about it in my next podcast. Do remember to like, share, and subscribe. And if you have had any such experiences, do drop it in the comment section below. Stay safe and be brave.